Our testing month, I'm calling it, where we're going to test a prototype LS tractor for the whole month. I think I've got one more test that I want to do, and then I'm going to be close to 100 hours, and I think that's where they want me to stop. So well, welcome back everybody. My name's CJ, and if you're new to the channel, we use a bunch of LS tractors here on the channel, and we tested a MT232 back in June. Well, now we've got the MT4X is what they're calling it, and if you look at the side here, it says MT573. So I don't know if they're going to stick with that model name or not, but this is a 73.5 horsepower tractor. So this is by far the biggest one I've ever messed around with. And you saw in the drone clips, that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting a feel for it. This is a power shuttle, which we'll go over that here in a second. And this thing, you can feel the power. I went up that steep hill in third range, first gear, and I could go more. I could go faster if I wanted to. But yeah, and then we got the canopy, which I'll tell you right now, I got an 8-foot door in the garage. Barely fits in whenever it's folded back, but it does fit. You have to disengage the motor, that way you can push the door all the way up, but it will go in there. So let's go ahead and go over what we know so far about this tractor. All right, so this thing is massive. Compared to my other ones, it sits so high. It's got 2 steps to get up on. Look at the size of that diesel tank. We'll have to find out how much that holds. Tires, I don't know what's up with the white rims. I thought they were going to silver. I'm gonna get some answers on that. And then back here on this back wheel, the rims, if you notice these square cutouts, well, that's because they're going to start offering wheel weights, and then you'll be able to put them on your rear tires. So that's what that's for. We got the canopy, which in the summertime would be nice, but right now it's a pain because I have to fold it back every time I put this thing away, and then have to lift it up, which it's not as heavy as my other one. I have a fiberglass one. This one's plastic, so it's not as bad. So this one's got work light, cup holder. Come down, we got a set of rear remotes. And then what I like about this top link, I saw these at the farm and machinery show. This holds your top link, and then, sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. You pull this up, and then you just stick that down in there, so then whenever you're using it, that doesn't flop around. I like that. I like how that's set up. Put that, yeah, so then when you're done, put that down, and then just stick that right back in there in that slot, and then that it'll stay. So I like that. And then we got different style of, I guess you would call this a turnbuckle, but you take the pin out and then you can adjust. You turn it however far you want, and then just line up your pin with that sleeve right there, and then stick it back in to whatever length you want. So I wasn't sure about that, but the more I think about it, that's pretty nice. Whoa, just seen something. We're missing a pin here. We're gonna have to fix that before we hook up anything. I'm glad I caught that. We're missing that pin, and we're missing this pin here. It didn't come with one on this side, so I'm gonna have to figure something out for that too. Someone was using it before us. They put 38 hours on it so far. So moving forward on a 3-point hitch, you squeeze this down, and you can pull these out. They snap back in. That makes it easier to hook up implements. And then you got your adjuster on this side to raise it up or down. Hydraulic fuel check. I like how they're putting a white on the checks and then putting orange caps where you need to put oil on, like the axles and then the engine. Okay, so look at the size of that hydraulic filter. You know, that's I've been calling that a bucket filter. Thing's pretty big. We got another filter, it looks like here, might be a secondary hydraulic filter, I don't know. There's a lot I got to find out about this thing yet. And then all your quick connects for the front end loader are right there. And if you notice, there's no steps on this side, which I was like, why'd they do that? Well, if you look here, you got a pedal here, and then you got your gear shifter. It would be hard to get through there, but they've got the bolt holes here, so you could probably get them if you wanted to, but I mostly get on the same side of the tractor anyway. And one of the first things I noticed, which I like, and this is on both sides, is this guard. And I really like how it's guarding this boot, because I've seen some guys have theirs get caught on stuff and tear. So I like how they did that. But I mean, look at the size of that axle. And like I said, they put the orange caps where you fill up your oil. It's hard to show the size of this thing. This thing sits very high. And then the size of this bucket. That is a big bucket. I haven't measured it yet. But the other thing here, this one came with third function. And it's got the quick connects there for the hydraulics. So what I'm trying to do is get a grapple for this. And then we could really gather some firewood, because that's the main thing we do around here this time of year. But we are going to try to mow some with it, which will be a breeze, I'm sure. Alright, so you got the push button just like all the other ones, and then an assisted hood, battery, secondary filter. That's different style. And then is this radiator screen removable? It looks like it. I'm not sure how it goes yet. We'll have to look into that. And then I believe this is a Yanmar. Like I said, 73.5 horsepower. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. All right, so like I said, it's 73.5 horsepower. And I asked them, I said, do I need to add DEF fluid anywhere? And they told me, no, it's not needed until you get to 75 horsepower. And for some reason, I thought it was 55 and above, but that's why they stopped at 73.5 horsepower. That way you don't have to add any DEF fluid. All right, let's climb up on this thing. Like I said, 2 steps, and it does have a handle here, so that helps. Okay, let me sit down in the seat so you can see better. All right, so there's a lot of things on here that I don't know yet. I'll just tell you what I do know. This has got a tilt steering wheel, which is nice. And then you got your lights, blinkers, everything over here. And it says a horn, but I haven't tried that yet. And then on this side of the steering wheel, you got your regen, cancel, and to go for the regen button. You got your headlights, hazard lights, and then here is your power shuttle shifter. So let me tell you about that. Okay, so if you watch my channel for a while, you know I have a shuttle shift XR4040. And to go forward and reverse, I have to press in the clutch to go different directions. Then pull my lever back for reverse, push it forward for forward. Well, on this one, you don't have to clutch. Whenever you want to stop, you can just put it in neutral, stop it, and put it in reverse. You don't have to clutch. That's the difference between a shuttle shift and a power shuttle, which I'm getting used to it, but I do like it. All right, so here's our ranges, 4 ranges. And then back here, this is different. This is the PTO. But I looked this up. Me and my dad looked this up, and this is to run it regular. And I think what that means is 540 economy. So what we read about is that it's still going to run your PTO full power, but when you put it in economy, pull that back, it's going to idle your engine down. So it's not running full bore when you don't need it to run full bore. So I've still got to figure out what we would use that for, but we're going to mess around with that. We got our 2 levers for our 3-point hitch, and then the standard yellow PTO on off button that we've seen on all the tractors so far. And here is for the rear hydraulics, and we're going to mess with that here in a little bit. Here is your throttle. Here is your loader control, and it's in a pretty good spot. And then you got the buttons for the grapple, if we can get one put on there, that'll open and close. Here's our gear shifter. So you've got 16 gears forward and reverse, because you got the 4 ranges. All right, so there you got the clutch, you got the parking brake, and then the dual brakes, and you can set them to be individual. And then over here would be the accelerator pedal, I guess. Let me talk to you a little bit about that. All right, so if you saw our testing of the MT232, that was a hydrostatic tractor, and it had a linked pedal button. So whenever you push that button, that forward pedal would be linked to the throttle. So whenever you pushed on the forward pedal harder, the engine would rev up. So with this accelerator pedal down here, if I have the throttle here on idle, I push on the accelerator, it does the same thing. It'll rev up the engine and you'll start moving faster. All right, so let me give you an example of this accelerator pedal. So I've got this all the way down to idle. Now I'm gonna put it in forward. I'm gonna take off. Now I hit the pedal. There we go. Cut off. Back down to idle. Kind of hard to explain, so I wanted to show you. So you got a little compartment here for your phone, I guess, but there's no charger in it that I see. And then these 3 buttons here, I don't know what they do. I don't know what that calibrate selection, I don't know if that's what that stands for, positive, negative, and I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. So we got a lot of questions we've got to get answered about this tractor. So they want me to put it on as many hours as I can while I have it. So what I'm going to do right now is I want to get my Woodyard cleaned up. So we're going to take this tractor down and see if it runs my log splitter faster than my other tractor does, my 40 horse. I'm just as high as a chicken coop roof. All right, so we're just going to do this setup for the time being so that I can get this wood pile out of there, and then next time I can park over there and don't have to cross these hoses all the time. But yeah, we're just going to have to do it this way to clean it up, and I've been wanting to do that anyway, so because we're going to start bringing in a good bit of firewood, I think. All right, let's try it. All right, so I got rid of this one pile here, but I had to stop because my hole where I threw the wood in is getting plugged up. So let's go look inside, see how much is in there. Oh yeah, nice little pile started. And it's good because this is all elm. It's hard to split, and it's good to get it inside because it's like a sponge. It just soaks up all the moisture. So it's good to get it in here. All right, so just like I thought, this has a faster hydraulic pump on it. So a faster flow rate. So it's able to split the wood faster. Now some of you are probably sitting there, he's got a 73.5 horsepower tractor and he's splitting firewood. Well, just because I have a test tractor here doesn't mean the priorities around the farm change. I've got 3 little girls and a baby boy I got to keep warm this winter, so I got to get the firewood done. But getting this wood yard cleaned out means that we're supposed to get a grapple. So that means that I can go get logs and I can bring more in here, and we can really get some firewood done for next year even. So they want me to work this thing like a dog and put the hours on it while it's here, and I will. But I've got to go get the bushings and some pins for it, and then we'll be able to put my attachments on there. And like I said, they're supposed to be sending a grapple, and we'll be able to really crank out some firewood. And then we got some other jobs I want to do with it while it's here. But I wanted to make mention, we are up to 6,500 friends, and that's what I'm calling all of you. I'm not calling you subscribers anymore, because I feel like you are all our friends, especially after meeting some of you at Paul Bunyan. I don't want to just call you subscribers anymore, but I really appreciate all the likes and the comments and all the support you give us, so thank you for that. And of course, leave any questions you have about this tractor and I'll try to get back with you. I just don't have a lot of info on it, because these test tractors, they show up and they don't have a manual with them, so there's not a lot of stuff I can answer until I can get the questions directly from the LS guys. But stay tuned. We're going to be using this tractor a lot here in the near future, so be sure to stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see more videos of this tractor and all the other LS tractors we use here on the farm. So until next time, thanks for watching.